Well, Cub, I know anytime you come up short, right, it's not a fun experience, but the frustration on your face last time was just so clearly evident. What was it about that one in particular that made it so frustrating?
Just I hate not being able to perform. You know, it was a great win for him, and wasn't a great night for me. So, yeah, I mean, I wanted so bad to win that last one, but I had a lot on my mind. I was going through a lot. I wasn't trying to use that as an excuse, but with everything being said, that camp really was helpful for me for dealing with things. The fight itself wasn't the greatest, but I should have been able to go in there and still make things happen. But it is what it is.
That's the sport sometimes, right? So when you talk about the difficulties, was it stuff outside of the cage or stuff with like your career, your body that you were dealing with?
Yeah, just personal stuff, Yeah, it was probably one of the difficult things I had to deal with.
So at this point, I mean, 17 years into the game or so, I mean, how do you move past that? Like, when you have a frustrating night like that, do you start thinking like, why the hell am I still doing this? Or does it get you like, oh, we're going back in there and we're fixing this?
Yeah, I mean, you have all those questions, especially at this age, because it's just funny. Now everybody that I run into, fans don't realize how much they can like say things, and so the number one thing I get is, are you still fighting, or didn't you retire? Like that's what everyone says to me, and so I'm like, no, no, I fight next week, so having to answer questions like that's a little annoying, but it comes with it. That's where I'm at. That's what people think of me at this point. So you just kind of have to say, okay, that's what it is what it is.
Yeah. Obviously, you are a true veteran of the game. Like, I wonder, like, when people say things like, man, I've been watching you since, WEC, so-and-so, do you start thinking, like, well, that's a compliment, but I think you're also calling me old as well.
Yeah, but it's okay because I'm still doing it, and I think the longevity, really shows your professionalism, because man, I can't tell you how many people have been like the next big thing, and like I've been here, and then this person is the next big thing, and they come and they have these big fights, and then they're retired, and people don't even remember them anymore, and I'm still here. And like to me that's impressive. Try being top 10, top 15 for over a decade. Try doing that. It's difficult, especially when life hits you. Like you're not the same person when you started. So over the years, you have to keep evolving. And I think if I wasn't doing that my entire career, trying to get better, being honest with myself, not having yes men around me, people telling me how great I am all the time, and trying to keep the people that were honest with me around. If I wasn't doing those things, I wouldn't still be here, and I wouldn't be able to be making the money I'm making, or have the things that I have, and be able to take care of my family the way I am. So yeah, I'm grateful for that.
It's such a mentally taxing game, right? I mean, more than I think people realize. So like, is it still enjoyable? I mean, do you love it, or is it more just like, well, it's an awfully nice paycheck, so I got to do what I got to do to feed the kids?
No, it kind of comes in different ways. It depends, where you're at. Coming off of, after a loss like that it really is like, oh, this sucks. Why am I still doing this? But then, you got to remember the good times and the possibilities, and that, hey, you know what? Everybody goes through this, and it's important to learn how to lose and be able to learn from it and not be bitter. There's been many times where I lost and was bitter, and I think you gotta learn to get over that and learn from everything and say, okay, how could I be better as a fighter, as a human?
Yeah. I was kind of surprised to see you on this card, like fighting around the holidays, being a family guy. Was that a tough decision to make, like whether it was worth it to be in a fight camp around the holidays and that sort of thing?
I was supposed to fight in October. That was the time frame we were looking for. Then there was no matchups that were happening, and that the Elkins possibility was there, but I think he had just fought, so they told me it was going to be December, and I wasn't really thrilled about it. Initially, because I had agreed to do some military thing, and I was going to get to go to some cool places I was excited about, and so I had to cancel that and agree to do this fight. But I'm not always worried about fighting too close to the holidays, as long as I fight before Christmas. Right. And and then I get to spend the holidays with some money in the account, and I get to eat the good food. I'm much more willing to give up Thanksgiving food for Christmas food. I like it. That may be an unpopular opinion, but
yeah, hot opinion there. The fight with Elkins, is this one that excites you? I mean, obviously these young up and comers, it's great, right? But I mean, you've seen Elkins' body of work, right? I gotta think there's probably something inside you that's like, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've come close to fighting for a while. We've asked for it for a long time, and it just never really happened. I don't think Sean ever wanted this fight really to happen either. Just like a clash of styles. I think they know my style. They want me in exciting fights, and but yeah, I think it's a great matchup, especially at this point in my career, his career. I think his striking has gotten a lot better, and I feel like my wrestling has gotten better. And I'm excited about it. And yeah, like you said, after fighting a couple of youngsters just trying to take, make a name off of me, it's nice to get somebody gritty, veteran that's like still here, we're still doing it, let's get it.
Yeah. Do you have to go in there with a certain mindset? Because as you said, I mean, I think you're going to be the better striker, of course, but the dude just doesn't go away, right? I mean, is there something that you have to keep within yourself to maybe not overexert yourself, maybe not get frustrated? Is that like a special mindset for a guy like that?
Yeah, I think that's why he's gotten a lot of wins, is people jump the gun. I think that I've said it to my camp, to everyone in my camp the whole time, like, I need to stay composed. Remind me, I'm going to hurt him. That's inevitable. The finish is going to take, being patient, and being that veteran, just chip away at him, I think the only thing I'd really be disappointed is if I don't make him bleed early on, because I'll feel like I failed if I don't touch him up and at least make him panic. That's one thing I like to do, but being patient is definitely what I feel like I need to do.
I kind of feel like he'd be disappointed if he doesn't bleed too,
Yeah, it's like, I think he needs it, I want it, so yeah, let's make that happen.
Nice. Have you, a win here obviously would be key for you. Have you mapped out where the rest of your career is? I mean, have you thought about what you still want to accomplish, how long you want to do it, or is it more just kind of play it as it goes?
Yeah, right now it's just fight by fight, honestly. I'm going to have to redo my deal here soon. And yeah, it's stressful for my wife, even though she gets to watch all the fights all the time. It's different when it's somebody you love. But yeah, I wanted my kids to be able to remember me fighting, and that's been important for me. I want them to have memories. I didn't want them to hear stories about me and not have remembered those. So it's been important for me, and they're actually going to be at the fights. So I'm excited about that, and yeah, so I want to just keep making memories, keep trying to be the best version of myself, and I definitely know I'm not going to be fighting forever. I definitely know I'm on the later part of my career, but I still feel good, and as long as I'm performing well, then it's still going to be an option.
That's awesome. And last thing for me, I guess, especially knowing that your kids are going to be there, does that mean you're coming out to the SpongeBob rap again, or I'm assuming that was a nod to the kids, right?
Yeah. So they actually get hyped off of that song. So they asked me if I wanted to change it, and I almost did, but this is the first time this will be my third fight with that song. I'd never kept a song in my career. I've always had like a new song for every fight camp to kind of like, give me a theme song for every camp, and I used it as mental preparation. So this has been different for me, but yeah, that when I hear it, it makes me smile. So
It's a way cooler song than it has any right to be honest with you. It's
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
It's a guilty pleasure.
yeah, it's good. It's like, dang, this is a SpongeBob song. It's good.
Hey, Cub. The 5-year anniversary of your Fight of the Year with Duo Choi just passed. I just wanted you to kind of reflect on that fight.
Yeah, it was a great fight. There were so many people there. It was the biggest crowd I fought in front of. It was the loudest crowd I fought in front of. It was a special night. It was one of the most nervous I've been before a fight. I just remember, honestly, I remember being backstage, and it was Tim Kennedy, me, Cowboy, Landon Venata. We were all from the same camp, and just the pressure in that room was crazy. Like it probably would have been better if I was in a different room, because we were all warming up at the same time. We all had hard fights, and just that pressure, man, was crazy. And I remember just going out there and just at some point it turned into a crazy scrap, and then I remember after the fight, that's probably something I don't talk about enough, but I remember walking out of the octagon, and every single person backstage was just staring at me I've never had that, where I come out of a fight and everyone's just looking at you like I don't know if they're terrified or shocked, or it was weird. And I got that from everybody for like 2 weeks. People were just like staring at me. And yeah, so I was like, why are people staring at me? I thought I had like blood all over my face or something. So it was a unique experience, and I definitely treasure that fight for many, many reasons.
And I just wanted your thoughts on the fight that happened last weekend with Charles Oliveira and Dustin Poirier.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of your thoughts on the fight.
I mean, Charles Oliveira just keeps doing his thing, man. I'm super happy for him. I mean, on the flip side of that, Dustin, I think they're both such good people, and they've both grown so much since I fought them, and I'm fans of both of them. So I really didn't care who won, because I like them both. I did really want to see Dustin become an undisputed champion, so he didn't have that hanging over his head, which us as fighters we let do. But man, just to see where both of them have gotten to since I fought them, I'm proud of both of them.
And another former opponent of yours, Jose Aldo, just got a win, and he just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on him?
He makes me proud too. I'm like, man, what a trooper. I mean, and that guy's still getting into wars. It's like man, just seeing him drop down to 135 and kind of spark some new life into his career. Yeah, and I'm really happy for him. It was inspiring. I was sitting there watching it at home with my wife and kids, and go, man, look at this guy. He's just still doing it and looking great. And yeah, it's like, all right, I could be doing this for a while. So, yeah, I like seeing, and then like even seeing Clay Guida win the other night made me so happy. So yeah, all the gritty veterans, we got our own little special club.
And then finally, a couple of your guys, Rafa Garcia and Chris McCate, got wins in the last couple of weeks. Just wanted your thoughts on them, and just where you see them going.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you asked about my guys, because I run a management company now, Bloodline, and I've been doing that since my manager passed, and we went through a rough patch, and literally all of us, everyone on our roster lost after that, and so it's kind of like a little hard It was a hard little section, and since then, everyone's won. So we had our little growing pains, and now it's my turn. You know, I got to see Rafa win, which made me happy. These are guys that I've been mentoring and managing now, but these are guys that I've been helping for a long time, and I spend all my energy training myself and helping these guys, you know, trying to pay it forward. So seeing these guys win and getting on the right track is special to me. So this Saturday, it's my turn. You know, it's time for the captain of the team to get it done and keep that momentum going.
Thank you.
Cub, going off that, what are you learning about the sport, seeing that other side of it, you know, being in the corner of guys and now managing guys that maybe you didn't know earlier on when you were just focused only on yourself and your fights and your own training?
Well, I've been doing it for a long time. I've been coaching for I was coaching before I was in the UFC when I was still in the WEC and trying to juggle both. And, but stepping up now as a manager and you know, I co-manage with my partner, but, you know, just trying to juggle that has been fun, you know, and just because I know that everything that I'm putting into them is genuine, you know, like I'm not trying to make money off them. I just want to see them succeed. You know, I just genuinely want them to do well and have some crazy life experiences that I've been blessed to have in this sport. And yeah, if I can help them in every way possible, that's just been my goal. And yeah, I think it's pretty cool because I think that when I am ready to step away from fighting, it's going to be an easier transition for me, knowing that I still get to be a part of it, watching other guys do it.
And the next fight after this one is going to be your 30th in UFC/WEC. You know, uninterrupted, never released, anything like that. What does it mean to you to kind of have put this type of run together? And is this something that you could have even fathomed, you know, back in those earlier days, that it would be this consistent and, you know, that many fights?
Yeah, it's crazy. I you know, I have different thoughts on it. Sometimes I'm like, man, am I silly to be doing it this long? But man, I've been passionate about this sport. I've loved where it's been going, and I think most of all, I am proud of it. I'm proud to be here this long. Like I said, I think it shows my professionalism. I've never had a dirty drug test. No question. Never been a cheater. I've never missed weight. I've never turned down fights. Like a lot of those things, you know, fighters don't get enough credit for, you know. And you know, this March is going to be 15 years with the company and in the 45-pound division. So this coming March will be 15 years in this division. So, yeah, I think I'm proud of that. I'd love to keep adding some stats. I am a stats guy, and I follow stats in other sports. And so I'd love to get my stats up there and make them, you know, keep my names, you know, in the books for a minute.